Howdy boys, it's MPC and today we're going to be customizing the Progen GP1, which is based off of the McLaren F1. Absolutely gorgeous car. Funny enough, I thought it was super ugly when it was first added into online, but it's since grown on me a ton, and I know this car has a lot of really good customization, so I'm excited to beautify it. First up, we're going to do our armor and brakes. For our front bumpers, we have quite a few options actually. They all seem to have, okay, I don't really like the ones that don't have like the vents on the side. That one looks pretty nice. That one also looks quite nice. Like any of these really. I like the sport bumper. That one's looking pretty good to me right now. Oh, they all just look really good though. Maybe not that one. That one's a little, looks like someone's mouth got taped shut. I think I'm really liking the sport bumper, so we're gonna roll with that for now. Does it ruin the shape of the front is the only thing, because like the LM bumper or the concept bumper seem to keep the original shape of the F1 a little more. This one makes it a little boxier. I think it looks fine. For our diffuser, we have a carbon trimmed or a striped one. Let's just do carbon. Nice and simple. For our engine, we're gonna max that out, and then for our engine cover, very cool. Wow, there's actually a lot of really cool options for this. I'm thinking the LM engine cover looks pretty nice. It's just simplistic. It's nothing that's gonna make me question my decision later. Worst case, we can come with a large slatted cover with accents. I do think there's gonna be a lot of carbon accenting across the vehicle, so we'll see how that turns out. For exhaust, I know this car can have a ridiculous amount of exhaust. Yep, there's the 6, and then isn't there an option with 8? It was something like this. I do think I want some exhaust down here. I think those bottom vents are kind of built for the exhaust. As for the other two, I'm not sure. I don't think it entirely matters where they're placed. I think the venting on the back does seem pretty ordinary. I'm kind of liking the bores, and I kind of like how all of the vent space is being utilized if we go with an exhaust like this. So I think that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Let's go with the quad carbon exhaust set. I think that looks quite nice. We got a nice little highlight there that we can match with the primary color. For our hood catches, we have the closed hoop catches, back edge, and front edge. Not the close ones, I think. I'm kind of liking the front edge ones. I think that seems like it's placed the best on the vehicle. Nice. For headlight covers, oh, we can definitely do some with the eyes. Change the shape of it a little bit. It does look nice though. I think McLarens have really nice looking headlights. These ones especially look like eyes. We could just go with carbon and match that sort of theme that we have going on here. I'm thinking that's the way to go. Let's do that. Carbon top cover. Or, no, you know what? We can make it sleeker, more aggressive with the primary top cover. For our hood, we can do a custom hood, make it really sleek. Some vents on the front. Oh, got some vents. A lot more aggressive venting. Oh, that's a little too much for me. I actually really like this one. The performance hood looks really nice. Adds just the right amount of detail that I am looking for. I think I would go for the sport hood if it didn't have that big carbon vent in the middle. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm liking that all too much. For lights, we're gonna go with xenons, of course. For our mirrors, we are gonna make those carbon by throwing on the race mirrors. Plate is gonna be yellow on black. And then for a rear cover, oh, I like this one, the multi-vented cover. That one looks nice. Whoa, you can see even more of the engine. You can expose a lot of that. But at the end of the day, I am still liking the multi-vented cover the most. We'll get back to the respray. I am really liking the car in white. For skirts, we can do street, sport, and custom, which adds a little bit of carbon. The only thing is we don't have a carbon front bumper, which could be subject to change. I don't know how I'm liking this this bumper with this build currently. I think there needs to be more detail on the car before I can really decide, but for now, let's just go with the sport skirt. I think that looks pretty nice. For our spoiler, oh yeah, I remember these. These angled lifts look so sick. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of all that many wings on this vehicle. I do like the lifts and maybe like the LM spoiler, but I don't like both of them together. I think that looks really odd. I'm thinking the carbon 30 degrees fixed lift. I think that looks pretty cool. Could definitely keep it the primary color, but I'm hoping we can add more black features onto this car with something like the wheels that comes up right after we add the transmission and the turbo. Definitely need some more aggressive, smaller looking rims. Like nothing like the Mercy Concaves. I think that's far too expansive for a car that's this small. Oh, that looks kind of cool. I'm really liking the way the Wild Wagons are looking. The Organic Type 2 is not too bad. Hyperfreshes and Endos are of course always reliable. You know what, I really do want to try those Wild Wagons. I like the look of that a lot. Black those out. Oof. And all of a sudden, the car looks a lot meaner. Tire enhancement, we're going to bulletproof those. Tire smoke, I am going to make that black so that it matches the sort of monochrome theme we have. I don't know if I'm going to stay with this for certain, but when we tint the windows with a limo tint, it definitely appears a lot darker and it looks really good. I think I'm going to change the sport bumper to the tuner bumper. I think the width gets spread out a little bit more and it suits the skirts a little better. It doesn't seem as boxy, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go with that instead. For our respray, let's see what kind of colors we have going on here. I am really digging that white. I think the white looks fabulous. Candy red, not a bad color. McLaren's, of course, well known for their orange. Not too bad either, but I feel like the simplicity of the white is almost unmatched. Oh, the diamond blue kind of hits too. But I feel like it's too new of a color to be putting on an older vehicle. I think if anything, I would change this from ice white to frost white. I'm liking the depth. It makes the black features stand out a little more because the white is less overbearing. For pearlescent, it's a black pearlescent currently. Maybe we can give it like a silver shine. I think that would make it not look too bad. Just a bit of subtlety. I don't want it to be completely overbearing. For the secondary color, what does this even change? It changes whatever that is in the engine and the hood catches, just not the front one. I don't know what that is. That is not a hood catch because it's not on the hood. But I think we're probably just gonna keep it black, or maybe we can make it white. No, I think black is the way to go. For our trim color, I think we match the white on that as well. Yes, frost white looks beautiful. And with that, the vehicle is done. I think it looks stunning. Yummy, yummy. Let's take it out. Here's a little sound test for you guys. It's definitely aggressive sounding. It's got that kind of RC supercar sound. I don't know how else to describe it. It sounds good. I've just always thought that this sounds a little like an RC car. But as for this vehicle's performance, unfortunately, it does not match the real-life prowess of the McLaren F1. The GP1 is, I don't want to say it's the bed when it comes to performance. It's just not nearly on the level of the top supercars. Never has been, even when it was released like 6 years ago. It was still fairly slow for a supercar, which is a shame because the McLaren F1 is really loved by a lot of people. And I think this car is ahead of its time visually. Like the near perfect replicas are kind of a more modern day thing that Rockstar's been doing, but the GP1 looks absolutely stunning. I don't even think it handles all that terribly, to be honest. I would say if there's any like one glaring problem that it has, it would be that it's got some understeer to it. It's not like the absolute worst thing in the world. You kind of just have to utilize your brakes. But other than that, it feels like it's pretty difficult to get the car to spin out because of that same feature. So double-edged sword. And its top speed and acceleration are kind of just, they help it be in the supercars class. I'm not going to vouch and say that they're anything special because they're not really, but the car overall doesn't feel that bad to drive despite it being ranked kind of low in the supers class. Here's an off-the-line test for you guys. Yeah, it's pretty like, it's just mid. It was a very mid acceleration showcase. It wasn't especially slow. There wasn't really any like engine stalling for the first 2 gears or anything. It was just like, it was just okay. That's kind of like this entire car in a nutshell. It's just kind of okay except visually. If you guys are looking to grab one of these, you can find it under the two-door section of Legendary Motorsport for $882,000, down from 1.26 mil. Is this vehicle worth your money? I think despite it not having stellar performance, it's only $882,000 right now while it's on sale this week, and I think it's entirely worth it. I think it's pretty cheap for a supercar, and it has really good customization. It looks really good, and that's essentially most of what you're paying for. For 1.26 million, it's like a little bit less your money, but I still don't think it's all that expensive of a supercar. I guess if I were to compare it to the Tempesta, which is right next to it for 1.32 million, the Tempesta doesn't have a ton of customization, so you're paying a lot more for performance in that one. But neither the GP1 or the Tempesta are all that fast by today's standard anyway, so if you're just looking for a free mode driver and you like the look of the GP1, which is what most of what you're paying for is probably going to, then I would say it's pretty worth your money. I'm personally a big fan of the McLaren F1, and I'm really happy that it's in GTA and it looks as good as it does. So my personal recommendation is to grab one. And even from an objective point of view, I would say that if you like the look of this car, it's worth your money. And if you don't like the look of this car, then it's not worth your money. That kind of goes for like most cars in this game, but I think especially the GP1, since it doesn't have all that much else to offer. That's gonna wrap it up for this customization. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, comment down below and let me know what you thought of my build and what you think about the GP1. Sub to my channel if you guys are new. There will be more videos like this coming out in the very near future, and that's about it. So take care, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace!